In Zimbabwe, baboons are becoming a nightmare for both rural and urban areas. From the fertile fields of Manabella land in the south to the outskirts of Bulawayo, they are destroying crops, raiding livestock, and even breaking into homes. The damage they caused is estimated to have exceeded 450,000 coins in 2025 alone, leaving a lingering unease among the people. In the city of Mzibingo, a radio station was left paralyzed when a troop of baboons chewed through the entire cable, causing more than 15,000 coins in damage. Not far away, on farms near Hanji, maize, mazes, and poultry flocks were raided, costing farmers thousands of dollars. The severe drought season has further exacerbated the human-baboon conflict, forcing farmers and hunters to risk their lives to keep their livelihoods. To control the growing population, hunters are forced to hunt baboons to reduce the damage. In Zimbabwe, rifles have become a common tool in hunting. Every hunt is a story of survival. Subscribe to the channel now to explore the breathtaking confrontations between humans and nature. However, it was no easy task. Baboons are cunning, often hiding and moving along familiar trails along the Save River or around the farms in Baitbridge, making each confrontation tense and dangerous. The hunter quietly followed the trail, keeping an eye out for natural choke points where the baboons often stop to rest or forage. A feeling of tension and excitement arose in my heart because just one small mistake and the opportunity would be lost. David chose the dense bushes of Niena or the large rocks by Manipool, where there was both a clear view and enough cover to hide the panting breath of the stalker. Knowing every move of the baboon troop helps the hunter predict the moment and location of their appearance, which is the difference between success and failure. The choice of weapon therefore carries its own concerns. A gun must be accurate enough to deliver a quick kill, but not so recoiled that the shooter loses balance. In Zimbabwe, cartridges such as the 223 Remington, 243 Winchester, or 6.5mm Creedmoor are often mentioned because they combine accuracy and power just enough to take down a baboon without causing an excessive reaction. As the troop of baboons suddenly charged forward in panic, the hunter's heart pounded with each step. David gripped the semi-automatic tightly, feeling the cold grip on his hand. A moment of excitement mixed with fear. If he was even a second slower, the prey would be gone. The burst of bullets was released in a suffocating moment, just in time to preserve the slim chance. What happens when millions of intelligent baboons like bandits come to the fields, destroy crops, empty food stores, and the whole village falls into chaos? Anger rises. Hunters take up guns and face a tense battle between man and nature. Do you think there is any other way to stop these monkeys other than pulling the trigger? Baboons not only destroy nature, but also invade cities, plunder farms, attack humans, and spread fear. Do you dare to face the giant baboons like African hunters? Subscribe to the channel now to witness this survival battle. In the South African jungle, they stalk silently in packs of 30 to 50, possessing strong teeth, fast speed, and unpredictable behavior, ready to attack for food, even fiercely chasing if resisted. The rules of survival when encountering baboons sound simple, but not everyone knows them. Do not look a baboon in the eye, do not show your teeth, and never run away because they are faster than humans. The way to escape is to back away and leave something behind to distract them. However, relying on these rules alone is not enough, so hunters become the last line of defense against these ferocious primates. Hunters equip their guns with modern scopes that help them see from a distance and hit their targets in any situation. These $100, $300 scopes have become a must-have for anyone who dares to face a pack of aggressive baboons. So after they arm themselves, what do they do next? Watch as the intense preparation begins, before the real hunt begins. However, an inevitable question arises. Are humans the cause of baboons' increasing aggression? In my opinion, as we expand cities, encroach on forests and destroy their natural habitat, they become hungry and have scarce food sources. Baboon depredation has become a major concern for farming communities across the country, especially farmers in Africa. But I am curious to know your thoughts. Do you think there are other causes for these baboons? The most important thing is that once the permit is granted and the government approves, the hunters enter a life and death confrontation. Even the slightest mistake can cost them their lives. Just seeing a baboon sitting in the dark waiting makes anyone's heart pound. Baboons are fierce and intelligent, but they cannot escape the sharpshooters of African hunters. The baboons are running amok from the professional hunters who have caused chaos by invading farms and cities. What's special is that they don't know that today is the last day, because no baboon can escape these top gunmen. But just one wrong shot and the whole troop of monkeys can rush in and turn the hunter into prey. Suddenly, gunshots rang out, and each baboon fell to the ground without time to fight back. However, in recent years, people have started witnessing another trend of hunting baboons with bows and arrows. Yes, you heard right. Hunting baboons with a bow and arrow is strangely quiet, only the sound of the bowstring being taut in the African night. Each arrow is sweetened with corn, gelatin, and fermented fruit to lure the baboons. The hunter holds his breath and hides, waiting for the decisive moment in the tense atmosphere. If you find the scene of the hunter holding his breath in the dark as thrilling as the movie, please leave your opinion by commenting below. Baboons often hide at the edge of forests, in dense bushes, or on cliffs near water sources, where they can observe their surroundings and easily run away when in danger. During the day, they often find high places to rest, such as large trees or rocky outcrops, which are both cool and safe. At night, they move to the edge of forests, grasslands, or fields to find food, making farmers always have to be vigilant. Not only grasslands and fields, other dense vegetation and hidden rocky outcrops are also ideal hiding places for baboons. They live and breed here. Baboons in Africa begin breeding during the rainy season, when food is most abundant. Even professional hunters use traps, iron cages, and sturdy fences to hunt down the escaping baboons. In the vast plains, only 4 out of 20 baboons can escape. After the hunters' raids, the number of red-headed monkeys killed reached hundreds. Farmers here keep the skin, head, or fangs as trophies, symbols of protecting the farm. Some hunters use the monkey meat as bait for subsequent traps, attracting other members of the herd. However, the number of baboons is too large, up to millions in Africa. The Hamadryas baboon in Saudi Arabia is estimated to number 19,436 individuals in semi-urban, natural, and mixed environments. Sterilization of baboons has been proposed to control the population, but the cost is prohibitive and almost impossible with millions of wild individuals. So the question remains, is there a more humane way, or will humans continue to hunt them? Every dry season, when the forest runs out of food, monkeys flock to farms and cities to destroy and seek food. The government is forced to issue limited hunting licenses to protect the people and avoid the extinction of this species. Thanks to strict control, the number of baboons in many places has decreased from thousands to just a few hundred by 2024. This has helped stabilize the ecosystem, restore agriculture, and gradually restore the economy of regions like Limpopo. The ecosystem is stabilizing, but what happens if controls are stopped? Watch the next video to find out. To eliminate this danger, African farmers also use hunting dogs to sniff out baboons hiding in the bushes, which is also an effective way to avoid danger for hunters. No matter the terrain, the dry heat of the African plains, the pack of hounds raced across the devastated fields, barking furiously. They spread out, surrounding the fleeing baboons in panic. The growls mingled with the screams of the baboons, creating a tense atmosphere. Either way, the hunting dogs were determined to catch the ferocious, agile baboons. And this is a memorial service for the baboons. We must acknowledge a painful truth. Humans are responsible for this crisis. Farm expansion and urban development have robbed baboons of their habitat, forcing them into farmland and raiding crops. That is the consequence that we also have to face and find ways to solve. In my opinion, hunting with a rifle is still the most effective method of controlling crop-destroying baboons. It allows farmers to take out their targets from a distance, reducing the risk to themselves and protecting their livestock and crops in time. What about you? Do you agree that this is the fastest and safest way? This method quickly reduces the number of harmful baboons, protecting crops before they destroy the entire farm. A single accurate shot can take down a target instantly, minimizing the risk of a counterattack by the baboons. With the ability to shoot from a distance, farmers and hunters can keep a safe distance, protecting themselves while preventing crop damage. What do you think about wild boars destroying crops and farmers having to figure out how to kill them? Watch the next video if you want to see how hunters take down wild boars. Goodbye and see you again. Welcome back. In rural Texas, Australia, overnight, entire fields were plowed, crops were lost, and millions of dollars in damage was caused by a pack of feral pigs. Imagine waking up to find your family's livelihood threatened right before your eyes. How did the farmer trap the entire herd in minutes? The answer will surprise you. Wild pigs are omnivores, living mainly in forested areas, grasslands, and riverbanks where food is abundant. But as their habitat is reduced due to urbanization and agricultural expansion, they have begun to invade farms in search of food. They plow the soil with their snouts, destroy fields, eat corn, beans, rice, and even attack small livestock. Their survival instinct and habit of feeding in packs have turned them into a nightmare for farmers. Feral hogs are wreaking havoc across America's heartland. From just 2 million in 1990, their numbers have soared to 9 million in 2019, ravaging 39 states. They cause more than $1 billion in damage each year, turning fields into wasteland and pushing farmers to the brink of despair. Time was ticking, and the wild boars seemed to be taking over the land. The old wire traps, once the farmer's #1 weapon, were now almost useless. They were smarter, faster, always looking for a way to escape. The problem? Feral hogs are outsmarting farmers everywhere, and catastrophic mistakes are being made. But in the midst of this uphill battle, Texas farmers have come up with a bold solution: electric stake traps, turning hope into a weapon to reclaim their fields. If done right, these traps can be a boar's worst nightmare, but if done wrong, they can turn into a disaster that can cost farmers dearly. Imagine fields plowed up, crops lost, and entire families losing their livelihoods. This is no longer a nuisance, it's a crisis. Experts estimate that at least 60% of the population will have to be killed each year to keep the situation under control. To combat this invasion, the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, and states like Texas and Oklahoma are racing against time. Trucks loaded with steel equipment roll down dirt roads, while farmers watch with a mixture of hope and anxiety. Then came the crucial moment. The stake trap was erected in the middle of the field. It looked like a giant steel fortress, nearly 40 feet long, as high as a man's shoulder, ready to stop the boar nightmare. Using high-tech remote-controlled gates, it closed instantly before the boars could escape. Hunting wild boar with wire traps is not only effective, but also thrilling. When the door slams shut, capturing the entire herd in an instant, the farmer's heart stops for a moment before exploding with relief. It is a moment of triumph, when many nights of hard work, patience, and anxiety finally pay off, bringing hope for the upcoming harvest. The farmer decided to set the trap right where the feral hogs frequented, turning their familiar hideout into a perfect trap. Miss this and your victory is lost. Texas farmers have discovered a sinister trick with fermented corn. Soak the corn in water for a week until it releases a pungent stench that the feral hogs can't resist.